Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Summer School. I'm your host, Summer, and we are back. We're back with a slightly delayed episode. By delayed, I think it's still airing the same day that we always air episodes, but we normally air them at like 6 a.m. But we just flew back from a 3-day wedding and did not have the time to record one last night because that would have been chaos. It was absolutely crazy, and we were so exhausted. I had no idea how just exhausting it was going to be to kind of travel with our baby, but also like it was not only our first wedding back, but it was a 3-day booking. So that is wild. I put a poll on my stories recently about a sparkler exit that I did, and I was like, do you guys want to know, how I shoot sparkler exits? And most people said yes, but I put yes or no, I don't even stay till exits. And a lot of people did click no, I don't even stay till exits. Meanwhile, I'm out here staying for 3 days. So just know the market is out there if you want to shoot longer weddings. But in this episode, I'm actually going to go over all things Summer School, the membership that just launched. I'm going to go over all upcoming events that I will be at because in March, there will be so many in-person events, conferences, workshops, live workshops online that I'm a part of. And then after that, I will finish with how traveling with the baby went, maybe things I wish I did or didn't do. And, for all of you moms that are listening, you can stay tuned for that portion at the end of the episode. So let's start with the summer school launch. That was crazy. If you listened to the episode last week, you knew that we were launching summer school, I think like last Wednesday. And it is out, it is live. And you might be like saying, Summer, I didn't listen to the episode, but I'm listening to summer school. What do you mean summer school is live? I mean, summer school, this is just a podcast. Summer school is literally a school. It is live, it is online. We are dropping new classes every single month with an engaging, amazing community that you can also ask questions to. And there's free resources, free workbooks. My pricing guide is free inside of it. 5 classes with launch, but like literally so many more to come. I already even have some of them, have watched them. They're so good, the ones upcoming. But just to tell you a little bit about the people we end up launching with, because I didn't tell all of you that last week, I'll read you some of the classes. We have up first, let's start with, we have Leveling Up Your Client Experience with Miles Whitboyer. This class, literally so good. He actually sent this video in for our coaching program last year, which I'm no longer running because of summer school, the membership. And I just knew that I had to put it inside of summer school. Like, it is that good. Miles is so good, and how he communicated what he was trying to say is just so stellar. So anyways, it's phenomenal. I've watched it like 4 times. You need to watch it. We had Effortless Marketing Automation by Noella Andres, who is also incredible, helped me with a lot of my educational journey and my educational career. She is a marketing master. We had a Film 101 class by Autumn Jordan on all things like breaking down choosing the right film stock, understanding different types of cameras, all things developing and scanning, whether with a lab or whether at home. It is such a good class. I had a class in there, of course. I'm going to release classes probably almost every month unless we have a lot of guest classes released, but I released a class on becoming your own creative director. Kind of my take on, what's funny is it actually stemmed from a storytelling class I used to give on like storytelling / cinematic photography and my journey into long form shooting. And I twisted it into becoming your own creative director because I actually feel like with all of the trending words around cinematic photography and storytelling, I just feel like I'm actually more of a creative director when it comes down to my process and my way that I enjoy shooting. And I wanted to tell everyone about that and tell everyone kind of what helped me get to this approach and how you can get there too, and how you can, become your own creative director, be more than just a photographer. So that was cool. And then we also had another class by Alex and Britt, also known as Chasing Sunsets online, about soft skills that can make you stand out, which was also very phenomenal, more mindset driven, so good. But yeah, we even have in the school store, LOL, we have an effortless marketing workbook that Noella ended up giving everyone. I gave everyone a thank you for booking postcard template. So if you ever want to send like a postcard to your clients, I think it's a fun way to be like, thanks so much for booking. I'm so stoked to shoot with you. And it's such a cheap way, just a postcard stamp, send it out. And then my pricing guide is for free. And a couple other teachers will be also submitting things soon. So fun. Launch went super well. The email list people flooded in. The only funny part was I was literally in the airport when the public launch was supposed to happen, and I pulled over with Georgia in the stroller, activated the website, made it live, was so stoked. I was like, it's live, members are coming in. I didn't realize these members were actually from the email list because I made it live, but I did not put the website anywhere. I forgot to put the website on the Instagram, so no one even knew how to subscribe until I read DMs of like, hey, I'm trying to join and I have no idea where to go. I was like, summer. So anyways, everything went well except for that portion, but it is now live to the public. You guys can all go join in. $39.99 a month for endless photography resources and endless access to me. So fun. Okay, now we are going to transition into upcoming events this month because there are literally so many that you can go to. You can go to in person, you can go to online, and I just feel like I have to tell you about them because I would love to meet all of you. So let's pull up my calendar real quick. March 6th, we have a meet and greet inside of summer school. It will be a live meet and greet in summer school. Think kind of like a Zoom call where we can all meet each other, hang out, ask questions. I can run over the platform if anyone has any questions about how to use or navigate summer school, but also just to meet and like have a blast. So it's at 2 p.m. PST, and you can obviously only RSVP if you are a member. So go join that membership so that you can come hang with me and all the other students. We have a narrative times summer grace times summer school meet and greet workshop, not really workshop, like a networking event. That's what I would call it. Sorry, it's been crazy. We just got back from flying with baby. My brain is all over the place, but we have a networking event with narrative. Let me pull up the details for all of you. If you live in LA, you do not want to miss it. It is literally like free, so why wouldn't you come? Unless you just hate people and you hate your photography peers, then why wouldn't you be here? So come on out. There's a narrative, which is a AI blogging, editing, and culling software / company event at the Arts District Brewing on Friday, March 14th, 5 p.m. till late. So I don't even think we have a cutoff time. Just like we are hanging, we're having a good time until it ends. So come hang with us. You can come hang out with me. You can hang out with James Broadbent from Chase Wild. He used to be an elopement photographer, now the owner of Narrative. Literally one of my favorite people. I only partner with companies I truly love and value. And when it comes down to narrative, when I met James, I was like, this is a company I can get behind. Love you guys, love your values, love you as people, and I love your product. So anyways, you don't have to, even if you don't use narrative, it doesn't matter. Just come hang out, come network, come meet other photographers, come build your creative community, because I feel like that is what life is all about. So I will see you there, and it's basically free. Your ticket is your RSVP. It's like $15, and that includes your drink ticket. So literally free. When do free things happen in LA? Never. Okay. Outside of that, after the 14th, me and everyone else that is in the know will be at WPPI. So WPPI, the wedding portrait. I love that I'm literally don't know the actual abbreviation, which is hilarious. Let me look this up for all of you. WPPI. I just noticed WPPI. The wedding portrait. See, this is the Wedding and Portrait Photographers International. Okay, honestly, that's a strange abbreviation now that I'm saying it out loud. So anyways, WPPI sounds so much better than saying that out loud. WPPI is that next week. I'm pretty sure I will be there from the 16th to the 21st. I will be on the trade show floor most days with Narrative, standing there helping explain their product if you want to come see me, but I'll also be at all the parties networking for both myself and for summer school. So come hang. WPPI is where it's at. It's in Vegas. If you don't know about WPPI, this is your sign to come. I went last year with Imagine, and it was such a blast. I got to hang out with all the people from Pig Time, got to hang out with other industry peers, got to just, if you ever want to venture down networking and learning, like this is the place to go, especially if you live in like LA or anywhere driving distance. You have no excuse but to be there. So anyways, I will be there. You should come hang. And when people often ask, like, where do I find workshops or retreats that, like, aren't that expensive? Honestly, WPPI is such a good place to come and just learn and be around other creatives at such an affordable price point. Conferences are so much cheaper than workshops. So instead of paying thousands for a workshop, you could come and hang in Vegas with all of us for like $500. Like, come on, let's go. Come hang out. Come meet me. If you're coming, please slide into my DMs. Slide into them probably under summer school because that gets less DMs and I cannot wait to see you. Outside of that, I will be teaching at Jai Long's last wedding photography summit ever. And I actually have the details for that pulled up as well. So it is March 24th and 25th in Pacific Standard Time. 2-day online workshop with me, Jai, Lilu, his wife, Kara Mia, Morgan from In Frames Photography, Ryan Muirhead, Ashton Jean-Pierre, I really hope I said that right, Ollie Sansom, Joy Zamora, Hannah Kuttner, who is also going to be a teacher in the next drop of summer school, so that's super fun, from Wild Faith Photo, Larkin Kendall, and OG, and Lucas Piatek. Now, I probably butchered at least 4 of these names, and I'm so sorry if you listen to this. But I am actually teaching on a class called Fuck Luxury, Redefining Luxury for Your Own Life. Off of my journey into endeavoring into the luxury industry, but kind of realizing, how I actually think luxury should be pursued and not in such a way that I feel like most of the industry does it, but in a way of building the life that you actually want to live and not chasing 6-figure this or, scaling in that, like truly building a life that you actually want to live and bringing luxury to your clients through your experience with them. So anyways, it's going to be a fun class. And I'm really excited. So there's so many other amazing classes too. Cinematic storytelling, your brand, your breakthrough. My favorite Ninja Turtle How Art History courses helped me become the photographer I was trying to be. Old Dog New Tricks. It's going to be so fun. You know what's so funny is I am giving one called Fuck Luxury. Then the next class is called Science of Luxury, Accessibility within the Luxury Wedding Industry. I'm not actually saying that you shouldn't be in the luxury wedding industry or that I don't like the luxury wedding industry, though. I'm just saying let's redefine luxury for our own life and build the life that we actually want to live. So whether that's luxury, whether it's not, just know what path you go in the wedding industry, that doesn't make you a better or worse photographer. Anyways, come listen and you will hear what I mean by all of this, but controversial topic. I don't even cuss, so it's a funny class title for me and I'm super stoked. Also, general admission is only $7. So if you want to listen to some of those amazing speakers, you can literally do that for only $7 for the price of coffee in LA. Honestly, cheaper than a lot of coffee in LA. I think that is all of the things I will be teaching at or involved in the month of March. So definitely come pull through. It'll be such a blast. But let's dive into now traveling for a 3-day wedding with a 2-month-old. Let's talk about that a little bit because I had so many questions about that in my DMs this past weekend. And I don't have any miraculous, this is how you should do it kind of answer. But I can tell you a little bit about our journey. And honestly, it was hot chaos. So in case you don't know, my mother, so our baby's grandma, or Mimi, she volunteered to nanny for all travel destination weddings that she could get work off of. So she's still working. My dad is still working. And so we don't have, a retired grandparent to just come with us or someone that wants to volunteer. We don't live near any family, so we don't really get like free handouts. We're really doing this on our own. But my mother has so graciously offered to come help us with any travel wedding because it doesn't make the most sense financially for them to fly out to LA all the time to see Georgia. And we don't have a ton of time to fly to Georgia to see them. So it's a great way for her for free. Well, out of, we're supplying her travel costs and everything. But for her to be able to come see her grandkid and for us to not have to worry about putting her with some random stranger or leaving her in LA with a nanny we know and having to be gone for so long. I think one of my first fears when I became pregnant was like not being as present. Literally someone asked me at my baby shower, like, what is one fear of parenthood for you? And I said, not being able to be as present as I want to be. So this really helps with that. If we had traveled for a 3-day wedding and not been able to bring her with us, I would have been gone for 5 or 6 days from her. And I just think at this age that's not it. So we took our first flight with Georgia. We learned a lot. I'm telling you, going through TSA for your first time is terrifying. And on the way back, TSA had to like triple check my milk, where I had to like drop it on 4 different pieces of paper, and they like brought out a laser, and we'll dive into that in a second. But on the way there in LAX, it was so much easier. So flying out, we took an Uber, just a normal Uber, and buckled her car seat in. We didn't bother bringing the base. I just didn't feel like it was necessary for a trip like this. Buckled her car seat in. It was the first time we'd ever buckled because we have a base in ours, so we don't do the buckle thing. But anyways, we buckled her in. That was all we did. It was actually really easy. And we went to the airport and, was kind of scared about. So one of the hardest parts for us is that we don't check our gear. I just don't think it's a risk worth taking with wedding photography, because it's not like I'm an AV company with loads and loads of extra time and resources and extra gear. It's like I have my gear that I want to use and I want to use it, and I only have like 1 or 2 of it. But we also shoot film, so we are traveling with like 8 cameras, which means lots of bags normally. We normally travel with a Pelican and 2 different camera backpacks. I've been wanting to get a second Pelican, but traveling with a baby adds, we need a diaper bag, we need things for her, and maybe I brought things that we didn't even end up needing, but I just wanted everything just in case. So our haul as wedding photographers with the baby was a Pelican, the Pelican Air that you can like put in the overhead bin, with a large wandered camera backpack, one of the largest ones that they sell. So if you know it, they have like a small one, medium size, big, like the big one. That's what we traveled with. And we were able to fit all of our equipment. We even brought a light in our checked bag. We were able to bring, honestly, maybe more than normal, but we did have to check a bag. Whereas when we flew without a baby, we would literally just throw like a wedding outfit and a carry-on and like call it good. But instead of a carry-on, we checked a bag of clothes for me, Jake, and the baby, which was good because instead of like a 1 or 2 day wedding, we had a 3-day wedding. So we did need a lot of clothes. So the checked bag was very useful. So we brought a checked bag. And then our other carry-on, so my carry-on, so Jake's carry-on was the Pelican. His personal item was the backpack, even though it's definitely too big to be a personal item. But anyways, his personal item was the backpack. My carry-on was the Guava Lotus travel crib. So we actually have a travel crib, and I did get some DMs where people were like, well, if you stay in a hotel, a lot of them will provide cribs, or Airbnbs might do it too. You can request. Honestly, with a 3-day wedding, so we were traveling there for at least 5 days, and then we spent 1 day with his family, so like 6. I kind of wanted her to have her own bed, and so on our registry, with how much we travel anyways, I actually added a portable crib that fits in the carry-on section of the plane. How cool is that? So yeah, the Guava Lotus travel crib. If you're a parent and you want to travel and you don't want to worry about someone else's crib, bassinet, or, place for your baby to sleep, and you want to bring your own, I also think just like the hygiene of it, like babies are such sensitive, small, little creatures. I would rather have her own bed than have something like used. I don't know. Obviously, we sleep in hotel Airbnb beds, but I don't know. It just sounds easier. And it also was a great place for her to play, roll around, hang out in. It like unzips from the front so you can play with her while she has a safe place to like roll around. And when you're at home with the baby, we have a crib, we have a bassinet, we have a bouncer, we have a lounger, we have the like mats on the floor. We have so many places for her to like hang out. Then I realized, wow, in an Airbnb, there was like nothing, So having the portable crib was key. So that was my carry-on. And then my personal item was a diaper bag. And then I also had a milk cooler that held a portable pump, which I didn't end up using, and we can dive into that. But yeah, so you can have with Delta a milk cooler not count towards your items, and you can probably shove things in it. Like mine had a top section, so I was able to put a pump and stuff like that. but I still wanted a diaper bag and I wanted our own diaper pad. I didn't want to be setting her on like gross airport changing tables. So, yeah, we had a diaper bag too. And so that was my personal item. And then, yeah, the pump cooler bag didn't count. And so I specifically got a cooler bag with a section for a pump. That way I didn't have a pump bag and cooler. That way I could get away with more things on the plane. So, yeah. Anyways, it was my first time flying with milk, and I did a ton of research, and everything said flying with clear glass bottles was the best way to fly, that flying with fresh milk was easier than, like, and maybe this is where I went wrong. Flying with fresh milk, maybe they just meant it was better in clear glass bottles than the plastic bags, because on the way back, flying with frozen milk was definitely superior. So anyways, on the way there, we flew with 3 full, like 8 or 9 ounce bottles of fresh milk, because I thought that's what I read was best, and I didn't have any resources to go to. So I filled up like large Dr. Brown's ones. My cooler bag like had sections for like bottles. Then I also brought a Willow, by the Willow brand, it looks like a Stanley, and it has like a ice block in the center, and then you dump your milk in and it keeps your milk at fridge temp for like 20 hours. There used to be a brand, I think, called like the Sarah's Chiller or something, but this Willow one, cheaper and so much easier from what I was looking at, looked so much simpler. So anyways, brought that too in case I had to pump in the airport. We hit a delay, had that with an ice block in it. LAX airport, a breeze, got straight through, no issues. We came in there like a hot mess because we had never done it before, had no idea what to do with our baby, and it was so easy. Honestly, the film was probably more complicated than the milk, because I was flying with like 30 rolls, and they literally looked at it and they were like, hand check? And I was like, yes, please. And they were like, And I was like, I'm sorry. So anyways, yeah, hand checked like 30 plus rolls, and on the way back, probably 40 plus rolls. But luckily, Seattle, LA, they're used to, film photographers coming through and stuff. So anyways, we have Clear. So I also was like hopeful Clear would be simple with a baby. We have Clear. We don't have TSA pre-check. I haven't had time to like go get interrogated. But we have Clear, and super simple. It didn't matter that we had a baby. We brought a birth certificate and everything just in case. Didn't need it. But yeah, got through with 3 full bottles of milk, with the milk cooler, with the film. Had to take Georgia out of the stroller to get her through security. They hand checked the stroller, put her back in. We were good to go. We had enough time to get Starbucks and Delta. I don't know if it's all the LAX airport, but the Delta side specifically has these beautiful nursing rooms with like a couch and a huge area. So we went in there and did her diaper change in there instead of the bathroom. So much more sanitary. Got some Starbucks, got on the plane. It was a breeze. She fed the whole way up. She slept. We came down. She fed on the way down, which you do on purpose for like their air pressure kind of stuff. It was literally so easy. We flew in at the same time that we bought my mom's flight in. So she flew in like 20 minutes before us. So we met at baggage claim. And then, yeah, after we picked up our bag at baggage claim at 12:30, we were launching by 1. So I think we landed at 12:30. Launch for summer schools at 1. And so, yeah, after we met my mom at baggage claim, I literally parked the stroller. She hung out with Georgia for a second, and I launched summer school. Talk about crazy. But, yeah, so that was like the journey of flying there. Simple, easy. Hopped on a bus to Hertz, got a rental car, buckled her in. Well, that part was funny because we had my mom's suitcase, all of our gear, our suitcase. It was really hard to fit in like the Kia I rented. Oh, funny. Last year, Hertz had us upgraded for every rental we ever did because we're like we have a lot of points through Hertz Gold. So we were always upgraded. And for some reason, we weren't upgraded. I don't know if it was just like first rental of the year or something. So I always book the cheapest car because we always get upgraded and get to choose any car we want. I literally love them. But this time, no, got a small car, which is fine. But it was just funny trying to fit all of our stuff in it. But yeah, hit the Airbnb. The most comedic part about the Airbnb journey of this wedding was that I was trying to avoid Airbnbs with stairs outside in case it was rainy, and my mom is older. our car seat is heavy, and if Georgia goes in the stroller, it's in a car seat because she's too young to sit up. So, that's how she's going places. And so I was trying to avoid places with stairs, which I knew that this Airbnb had stairs inside, and I thought inside is fine. She could put Georgia into the garage, get her out, carry her upstairs, but at least you're like inside. No, this Airbnb had 4 floors, and every section was like a different floor. So there was like the basement, well, 5 floors if you count the basement, the garage that you park in, my mom's floor, the living room, our floor, a rooftop floor, which what's the point in going to the roof if you have to go up? There was 2 flights of stairs just to get to the roof. It was crazy. It would be kind of cool, but we had to move the portable crib from our room to the living room to our room to living room to it was mad. So anyways, it was so funny that I was trying to prevent stays with stairs to then get a place with like 5 flights of stairs. And they were like steep. It was a workout. But yeah, I want to tell you guys about a 3-day wedding because a lot of people don't shoot things like that. So our first day was the rehearsal dinner. So it was 2 days before the wedding, not the day before. And before the rehearsal dinner, I actually went to tour the venue with the wedding planner to check out lighting. So me, Jake, and one of the venue staff, we actually worked with the lighting to get it to look good, which I'm so glad because when we arrived, it was not ideal. If you're a photographer who's ever shot inside of like a cathedral or something and you're in Seattle where there's like no light coming in through the windows, like it's dark, and this area had a ton of lighting, wash lighting, stage lighting, but it was just not set for something conducive to photos. So we probably spent 30 minutes setting the lighting. And then we also rented lights just in case when we arrived it wasn't like how we had set it. So we did that. We then ran over to Glazer's and had to buy something. Oh, a charger for our light because we literally forgot a charger for our light. And Glazer's is a camera store in Seattle. It's like my favorite camera store. So we ran over to Glazer's in between the venue tour and the rehearsal. And then we went to the rehearsal. And then I think the couple got caught up at the venue because they were running late. So then we shot the rehearsal dinner, and then we didn't get done with the rehearsal dinner until like 9. So as far as being a parent, pumping, all those things, I think I went 6 hours without pumping, and my baby was 2 months old. So it was crazy, but I didn't know that I would be quite gone that long, and I forgot to pack my pump. So, in, the manner of vulnerability, I literally went to the bathroom and squeezed my boobs into the toilet. So that is motherhood for you. As a wedding vendor, that did that at the rehearsal. So that's life. Which is funny. Don't forget your pumps and manage your time better than me. But then the next day, we actually just did portraits of them, which was so fun. We went to the Olympic Sculpture Park. We then ate at one of their favorite restaurants together with them, and then we shot in downtown, kind of like night Pike's Place, moody vibes. So that was a blast. And then the last day, and we were probably with them for maybe 6 hours that day, I think. 2:45 to like 2 to 7 or 8. But we went to a camera store. We went to Glazer's again before that session to rent the lights in case we ended up needing them. Then the wedding day, we went to the venue and it was a 12-hour booking, so we were probably there for 13. We normally get there a little early and end up staying a little later, packing up. Like I come with a lot of gear. So yeah, that was like a 13-hour day. So again, as a mom, had to pump twice. So I'll tell you guys about it in case you're curious and you are someone who wants to breastfeed and wants to be a working mom. We started at the venue. It was inside of the Lotte Hotel. I actually don't know how they say it, but Lotte, and the venue is called the Sanctuary, but the couple got ready in some of the hotel rooms. The hotel is a vibe, let me tell you. It's really cool inside. So they got ready there, shot getting ready, details. They had awesome details. Shot the bride and groom separately, shot their bridal portraits in the Sanctuary. The florist killed the setup there. And then I actually ended up working in a pump session, but while guests were arriving in between detail shots of the ceremony and the bride and groom walking down the aisle, I did like a quick 10 to 15 minute, just a quick, like get enough out, shot the ceremony, shot family pics, shot portraits of the couple since they didn't have a first look. and they didn't want to see each other. That was when we got all their portraits. And then after that, there was like a mariachi band, cocktail hour. I'm trying to think. And then I think dinner started. We had their first dance right in, like, from the grand entrance, first dance dinner. So that was fun. They had a 5-course meal for dinner that was so amazing, so beautiful. So vendor meals, we got a piece of that as well. So that was so yummy. And I pumped then. I pumped right before all the meals came to the vendors in a green room that doesn't have a locked door. So yeah, that's funny. It literally didn't lock. So I was in there pumping with like a room in use sign. But I think everyone thought the room in use meant room in use for wedding vendors, not room in use because someone is pumping. And I don't have a pumping bra and I didn't have a cover. I don't know. You know, it's a wedding. I was wearing like more of a black tie outfit. I'm literally in there pumping and the catering staff walks in, just like 3 men. And I'm like, oh, wait, no. Because Jake had just left to go to the bathroom, so he wasn't guarding the door. That was funny. But yeah, anyways, the florist gave me like a jacket and I stuck it over me and I literally pumped while like the female vendors ate their dinner. So that's life. It wasn't bad. It was honestly just kind of funny. Like, I don't care, you know? And then the moment I was done, the last male vendor came in, and they came and ate their meals as well. And then the DJ came eventually when it was time for him to eat as well. So that was fun. That was wild. I ended up needing to pump one more time. So during dinner, not dinner, obviously I pumped during dinner. And during the reception, I ended up pumping one last time for like a quick, just hold me over until the night ends. And everything I pumped, I put in the Willow Go travel canister because I thought that's way easier than trying to bag milk at a wedding. And I think I ended up dumping the last amount because the canister filled up and I just didn't feel any reason. And I think the canister holds a lot of milk. So anyways, I didn't need to save the rest of it. But yeah, wedding day was like 13 hours probably. So that's wild. I got a ton of comments on a sparkler exit video that I shared. Even videographers, they're like, what light are you using? It looks so good. Literally a cheap Amazon light that I got like 4 or 5 years ago. It's like missing a piece to it. But just like everyone said in the BTS video, it looks good. And I don't know what it is about it. I tried to buy like a bougie video light once that like changes color temps and everything. It honestly sucks. Whereas this cheap Amazon one, it's bright, it hits. I love it. Everyone's been asking me to share details to it, so maybe when we dig through all our gear, maybe I'll post a little photo of it. But yeah, stay tuned to my stories if you want to see that. Yeah, my mom flew home Sunday. We flew back Monday. We went and saw Jake's family Sunday afternoon. They lived like an hour from where we were shooting the wedding. And yeah, we got back from the wedding at like maybe 1 a.m. and Georgia was asleep on my mom, so we had to transfer her to our room. And honestly, it went pretty well. I think today is actually worse. We are back home and she is just not happy. And I think she's having a growth spurt. So it did not go that bad. We survived. We did our first trip with a baby and honestly think we killed it. The way back though was crazy and I learned something that I'll share with all of you. So flying out of Seattle, same thing. We felt good about it. I brought a lot of milk just in case things didn't work out when I was shooting, or maybe I got stressed traveling and I didn't produce as much. My mom needed to be able to feed her for all 3 days that we were shooting that I wasn't going to be there. So yeah, I brought a lot of extra. So we actually ended up flying back with a lot of extra and tossed some at the Airbnb. We flew back with like all 3 bottles plus 3 frozen bags. And on the way there, I didn't fly with frozen because for some reason I thought it was more difficult or something. So we toss our bags in. We accidentally forget about a bottle of milk in one of the diaper bags. We get flagged for like everything. Like, I feel like every one of our bags needed to get searched. It was crazy. Don't be like us. We were also racing the clock. We were almost late. My mom gave us so many clothes. We had to check another bag. There's just so many complex things to it. It was at a different time of day. You know, instead of morning, it was mid-afternoon. I don't think Georgia's as well behaved then. So it was a little crazy. But yeah, basically all my stuff got flagged. They put my milk bottles in, which to like read or whatever through the hand check thing, and they flagged. And I didn't even know what that meant because I've had a ton of things hand checked. I've never had like anything like flag past, sticking it in the thing. But yeah, no, they like got flagged as like, I don't know, like I guess not milk. I have no idea. So they had to call over, they had to do a hand check on me. So they had to do a full body pat down, all the things. They were like, do you want to go to private room? I'm like, I don't even care. Just get it over with. Full body pat down. We accidentally brought a whole big thing of butt paste too. They were like, you can't have this. And they're like, or if you say you need it, maybe you can have it, but we'll have to check it. It'll probably get flagged too. We'll have to do a test on that. And I was like, that's like $20. And I meant to put in the checked bag. Just try. See if it gets flagged. If it gets flagged, then we toss it. And she was like, oh, okay. Luckily, everyone was nice, which is good. Because again, I also had to hand check like 40 rolls of film. So we were just a hot mess. But yeah, this guy comes over with like a laser and a light and like all these pieces of paper and these droplets. It was like a whole science experiment. And he was like, so do you want to dump your milk or do you want me? And I thought he meant like dump it, like throw it away. And I was like, that is not happening. I have read the TSA guidelines. You are not throwing away the milk. This is gold. But no, he meant dump it like onto the piece of papers and then he would put droplets on it and then test it to test for whatever he was testing for, Good on them for being thorough, for like making sure there's no explosive materials in my milk, I guess. But yeah, so I did it. I like put the milk in the caps of the bottles and then dropped 4 droplets onto 4 different pieces of paper. And then the next bottle that got flagged, I did the same thing. He dropped his droplets. We were good to go eventually, but luckily we weren't running late, or we literally probably would have had to just tell them like, dump the milk, we gotta go. But somehow we got through security and through checking bags in like 5 minutes, and we had 30 minutes to sit there with them and hand check me, do all the science experiments with the milk. Jake went and got me coffee while we did all that, and luckily Georgia was asleep, or that would have been chaos. So what I learned from that is fly with frozen milk. Frozen milk, they don't even have to swab or check, and so much simpler. I think frozen milk can be a little harder when it comes to like, once it thaws, it only has a day before it's no longer good. Whereas fresh milk can last for 4 days in the fridge. And then you don't have to worry about thawing it and stuff like that, which is why I did fresh milk. But I think in the future now, I'm just going to fly with frozen milk. It would make my life way simpler. So if you're a mom or about to be a mom and you want to know about flying with a baby, just fly with frozen. So that was our way back. And I'm sorry if I rambled about all things flying with the baby and doing a 3-day wedding, but I got a lot of questions on like, man, how did you do this? All credit goes out to my mother for graciously volunteering, and she's actually kind of stoked. We have another trip coming up to Colorado, so she's going to get to see a lot of places. Georgia's going to get to see a lot of places. Not that she'll remember them right now, but one day she will. When we're traveling with her as a toddler, she will love it. I'm trying to think. Oh, also on the wedding day, I pushed film for one of the first times. So, like I said, the venue, the stage lighting, we got it good, but still darker than shooting, say, an outdoor wedding. So I actually hit up one of the teachers in summer school, and we talked through maybe different film stocks I should use at the wedding. So I ended up mostly using, towards the end, Cinestill 800 and pushed it to both 1600 and 3200, and I'm actually going to take it to a different lab than I normally go to. That is, I'd rather use a lab that's like used to pushing and pulling film more. I go to more of just like a run and gun film lab normally. So yeah, I'm going to drive out to a new lab tomorrow, so that'll be fun. And even though it's 45 minutes away and we have a baby, I'm going to drive there because I have a fear of mailing film. So I'm going to drive there tomorrow and drop off all the film, which will be super exciting. Also, when we were trying to fly out, I forgot to take the film out of my cameras. So right before security, in the security line, I had to pull over and like unload like 5 cameras of film. And the security people were like, are you good? I'm like, I'm so sorry. And one of them was a fully manual film camera, so I was having to literally crank it to get the film out. Oh, just know, even with all of our chaos, we freaking killed it. The wedding was great. Seeing my mom was good. Traveling with Georgia was not bad. And life goes on. I think a lot of people ask us, like, how's parenthood, working and traveling and doing everything that we do. And honestly, like, life is just, it's moving, like, just with a baby. And it's going amazing. She is the cutest thing in the world, and we are rolling with the punches. So if you're thinking about having a kid and you work, or you're a photographer like me, just know it's possible and that you can do it. And if you need any help or want any advice on different things, totally hit me up. I actually bought a portable pump for this wedding. I splurged and got like one of the nicest. There's like two really, really expensive portable pumps. Like wearable pumps is what I meant. And yeah, hit me up for advice because I literally bought like a $550 pump and I hate it. So, motherhood has its ups and downs, pumping, breastfeeding. But I ended up packing it and I didn't even end up getting to use it for the wedding because it's just annoying and it takes twice the time to get the same amount of milk as a real pump, but it also hurts. And I can't be spending 30 minutes on a wedding day pumping. Like, I need it to happen fast. So I'm just going to bring my real pump and a cover. Like, and if I can't plug into a wall, I'll plug into my car. Like, that is just makes more sense in my opinion. So yeah, we are not doing well in the wearable pump department. But yeah, so little things like that. If any of you ever have any questions, totally hit me up. I'm sure we'll have more like motherhood podcast talks, but so far it's only been 2 months. So I only know so much, but yeah, it went well, and I can't wait to update you guys on how this month goes. And I hope that if you aren't in summer school, you join the membership now so that I can meet you on Thursday for our meet and greet. The platform is so sick, the way that's laid out. I absolutely love it. I'm saying it's sick, but I'm the one that created it. But I'm just really proud that I was able to figure out all of like the tech side of it and like setting everything up. But yeah, you don't want to miss it. Go join summer school. Share this podcast with a friend if you enjoy it. And I cannot wait to get some amazing guests on later this month. And I just can't wait to keep hanging out with all of you guys. So bye, everyone. Have a wonderful week. And I will catch you next week. Adios.